Are you hearing me now? Let's see. Are you hearing me now? Dear God. Oh no. Can you hear it now? Can you hear me now? Tell me you can hear me. just tell me if you're hearing me now. Then yeah. You know, the one thing I didn't do because I wasn't talking to anybody was configure the audio. I was working all day on video. I was working on all this stuff. God. Oh, I love technology. What I was saying though, I was all happy because I did the whole intro and the video ran and it didn't do all that choppy, blocky, stupid crap that it was doing before. You can hear me now. Good. Thank God. Wow. Yeah, I thought I tested it. I thought everything was working good. But I obviously missed something. So it was this. But now it's working. If I retained any audience, that's good. I'm good now. Thank you, Bill Simone. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be back. This is, I mean, literally, I had everything stripped down to the freaking furniture the last several days. And it's been a rebuilding project literally from the ground up. Like I mean, thank God I had components I could grab from the other one and settings that I could migrate and stuff. But obviously I overlooked a few things, but this is the new computer. This is it. And the cool thing is there's no lag. Everything is working brilliantly. brilliantly. So far, now that I got the sound figured out. What a freaking ass grab that was, though, huh? Brent, you're stuck with us. We're not going anywhere. God bless you, Rachel. I don't want you guys to go anywhere. I want you to stick around. Obviously, that's why this was such a huge, important labor of Sisyphus, if you will, the last several days. But I'm just glad everything's working. It's looking good. All the chats are flowing good. The connection looks good. The video's okay. You guys are hearing me okay. Everything good. This is literally the field test. This is the beta. Feels totally quantum in here. Oh, Nate, way to plug your stuff right there in the chat. That was absolutely shameless. There you go. Well, yeah, thank you, Jim Gwynn. I appreciate it. And thank you to all of you for sitting there looking at me going, and you're like, can't hear you. So I thought I had everything ready. I thought I just went through everything from the nuts up. Not my nuts up, but from the nuts and bolts of the machine is what I'm talking about. But anyway, picture's great. Is the picture actually better than it was? I'm just curious. What are you guys seeing? Is it more crisp and clear? And are you seeing it better, or what are you guys seeing? I just need your feedback. Brent, we'd watch you even with no sound, Barbara. Aw, you're such a sweetheart, Barbara. Yeah, God. Yeah, thank you, Big D. I wish I hadn't done the feedback part. I was just frantically going through settings. And so, yeah. All right, well, that's great. Way more clear, sharper image. Outstanding, Jim. Thank you. Sounds great. Outstanding. Well, I guess we're ready for the next level here then on the Paranormal Portal. So we got that going for us. God bless us all. And God bless you guys. Thank you so much for putting up with my absence for the last couple of days. Can see the book titles too. Oh, nice. You couldn't see those before, huh? Yeah, I got Ronnie LeBlanc's Monsterland up there on the end. And then these are Halloween props. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I don't know if I can hit it. These are my haunted books. Watch. Isn't that hilarious? Isn't that cool? So, yeah. That's my haunted book shelf. Anyway, do you have a podcast? What do you mean, do I have a podcast? Unknown. This isn't a podcast. This is a live stream. But yeah, just go to any podcast player and you'll see the Paranormal Portal. Yeah. So, yeah, very cool. Yeah, that's my haunted bookshelf. Isn't that kind of cool? I had to turn it off. It's sound activated. I could set it for sound activated, but that would be going on all night long. I tried it. It didn't work out good. So, yeah. There's a podcast, Unknown. It's Paranormal Portal. Same name, just whether you're on Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, any of the podcast platforms. Just if you have a phone, just open your phone and on your phone, you will see, if I can get there. I got all kinds of crap. Like on my phone, there's this button somewhere down in here says podcast. I don't know if you can see that or not, but anyway, it's a purple thing on my iPhone, and you just click that and search for Paranormal Portal. You'll find it. It's out there. Oh, thank you, Flip Dizzies. Woo! I got to reach a little further. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did post my view on Facebook, because I've had requests like, oh, what does your desk look like, and what does it look like where you're sitting? So I did. Hi, Jill Decker. Good to see you from Facebook. Great to see you. I did post some images of what it looks like for me sitting here. So, yeah, I think it's cool. Hello, Mercedes. Good to see you. So I'm glad the video is looking good. I'm glad the audio is working. I'm glad the stream is working, and I'm glad there's no latency. And this was really my big nerve-wracking moment. The only thing that didn't work was the sound. But can you hear me now? Yes. All right. It's working. I keep pounding my mic down, so sorry about that. I got a really wimpy mic arm for this heavy mic, so I have to readjust it. Hey, Chucky Danger, good to see you. But anyway, we got a bunch of people in here, so great to see you all. Thank you for being here and being a part of the journey. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. So first of all, congratulations For those of you that work the Monday and Friday gig, Monday through Friday, maybe not just Monday and Friday. Hopefully you're working the whole deal, and you're over halfway now to the weekend. So God bless you. And thank you so much for coming in here to celebrate with me. Thank you. Jill Decker says, sounds good. Looks great. Thank you very much, Jill. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just being a dork. Sorry about that. But yeah, thank you guys for the feedback too, because honestly, this is the first live test of all of this in action. So nice setup, Brent. Thank you, Farm. Good to see you, brother. Pharmacy Seeds Network. That's a friend from a long time. And of course, Ms. Deb Varner is here as well. Annie Manuel. Rachel gets it right. Bill Simone. Isaac Ariola. Good to see you, brother. Good to see all of you. I don't mean to, understate any of you. I love you all. As Facebook as well as Mercedes. We got Maggie M10, Aussie Tiger. Nathan Nate is in here. Chucky Danger. Again, I think I said it once. I'll say it again. Who else did I miss? Now I'm getting to the point where it's like, the unknown, of course, is here. I missed your last text. Sorry. Oh, was I just reacting to that? Was that a setup on a joke that I missed? I just thought you didn't really know. Even with just sound and no picture. Wait, that would be a podcast. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, thank you. You get a rim shot for that one, brother. Sorry, I missed that part. Owl 13 is in here. Good to see you. Nathan from the Quantum Show is here. Good to see you. Aussie Tiger was like the first one in the door tonight. Good to see you, Aussie. And Aussie, thanks again for the share. I appreciate it. I posted on X and boom, he shared it right away. And let's see, anybody else? Just Lenda's here. Good to see you. T-Bone was right in the door right away too. Great to see you guys. Kitty Cattywhack is here. Big Bird. Good to see you. Jem Gwynn, of course, is here. And I'm wondering if that's it. I'm just looking for any new names that I didn't already say. Looks like I covered. Jim Christie is here. How you doing, Jim Christie? And Larry and Shirley Bell are here. Great to see you guys. I met them at Vernal. Wonderful, wonderful people. Let's see. As I cruise up the list here quick. E.S. is here. ES is here. Good to see you, ES. Thanks for coming in, checking out the show. All of you from YouTube, most of you from YouTube. That's great. And then we'll talk about Rumble here. Josh Casto is in here. Good to see you, brother. Great to have you here as well. And yeah, I think that's pretty. Oh, Deborah Neighbors is here too. She said hello right away when she came in, and she must be busy. I'm just so embarrassed I started it without any sound whatsoever. So how about that? Taco Violator came in. What? What's sad day? What happened, Taco? Hope you're okay, brother. Hope not me, Brent. Sad day. What is? Kelly Schutz. Dr. Kelly Schutz is in here. Good to see you. She just stopped in for a few minutes. Well, we'll take all of you we can get, Kelly. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. Over on Rumble, we got Big D's over there. Barbara Mora. Car Juice is over there. And I think that's the Rumble chatters, at least for now. There may be more people watching, but that's the ones that are talking. So hello to you all, and hello to any of you out there that are watching and just not chatting. You don't need to chat. We'd love to hear from you if you want to. It's great to know that you're here, but it's up to you. Matthew Learned, thanks for coming in, brother. All right, so I'll tell you what. Hopefully everything's working good still. I got a little blurb from YouTube claiming it's, I don't know, not enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Are you on video? Any of you on YouTube? Are you notice any lag spikes or anything? Let me know if you would. That's on YouTube's end, not on my end, but I just want to know. All right, so let's get to the news. I guess that's a great place to start at this point. It looks like we're off and running. Sorry, Taco, if you said anything. I'm just looking to see what you might have said. May as well go tell the boys at Hometown Ghost Stories to give you extra gruff. Oh, no, I love those guys. They're great. The Hometown Ghost Stories guys are wonderful. But glad to have you here, Taco. Henry Dong just came in. Good to see you as well. All right, so I think that's the hellos to everybody. And great to see you all of you that are here. Annie Manuel, good to see you. It's time. You're right. It's time for the news. Now I got all my buttons over here. They used to be over here on my right hand, but now everything's on my left hand. So I've got to get used to being ambidextrous here in the Portal studio. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to news you up. Hi, Jackie C. Good to see ya. Like the skulls in the background. You know they were always there. You just it probably wasn't clear enough that you couldn't see them. But Jem said she had one buffering moment. Brent, you are so clear and everything looks great. God bless you, Taco. Appreciate it, man. My YouTube seems fine. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate the feedback, guys. Nocturnal's in here. Good to see you. Nocturnal Frequency Radio. Great to have you here, brother. All right, so let's get to the news, ladies and gentlemen, and find out just what the hell's going on in the world around us. Are you ready? It's time for the news. Hold on. I don't know what the hell is happening there. I love technology. I love it. Love it. Oh, I know what I got to do. Hold on. I'm going to go back over. Just give me a sec. I got to carry over. I just had to go back to the main scene to see what I did because I got to duplicate that over on the other side. So 1 second, please. Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I might have to do this for every scene. I just realized that. Sounded like a cricket. Let me know if you can hear me now. Okay, great. Yeah, I guess I got to duplicate that through all the scenes. Unfortunately, it doesn't just grab it and just like go, oh, okay, that's where we're talking from. It just, each scene is independent. So I got to redo this every time. Andrew Valdez says, I can't listen to this. That hurts a little bit, Andrew. This is a brand new system. This is the beta test. This is the first time it's ever been live. I got a few monkey wrenches to deal with, or monkeys, or ghosts in the machine. I don't know what the hell to say, but I'm working on it. But sorry, it's not enough for you. But you take care of yourself. All right. Thanks for checking it out anyway, Mr. Valdez. Appreciate you coming in. Michelle Wolfon, good to see you. Test run. This is it. This is the beta test, folks. So I'm just doing this live and on the fly. I realize for some casual observers, they're going to be like, I can't do this. That's okay. I'm sorry. This is the beta test, if you will. So hopefully you stick it out. But if not, thanks for giving it a shot. All right. So, God, I don't even know how to do this. Anyway, again, we utilize a lot of different sites here on the Paranormal Portal. A lot of websites that are doing incredibly good, amazing pages. These are fantastic and well done. And I want to encourage you guys, please check these sites out. Hello, Michelle. Please check them out. Please give them your love. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Chris Berwin says, looks good. Okay. That's a hammer, not a wrench. Yeah, I don't know. I got a lot of weird metaphors cooking in my head, believe me. But but anyway, please visit these sites. Please support them. Give them your love, because your traffic does equal revenue for them. And so please support what they're doing. I can only feature a very small cross section of what they're doing on their sites. These sites are huge. There's so much information over there. So please check them out. But let's check it out. I gotta see. I'm gonna have to go. All right. Will you guys give me a sec on each scene as I switch to it? I'm going to have to do this same thing and enable that audio. I think I can do it in just a couple clicks now. I think I got it set up correctly, but please be patient with me. Again, this is a live beta test of the brand new studio setup, so I got issues to deal with, and you're dealing with them with me. God bless you. This is how we roll here in the portal. So let me get to the next scene. Doing the Catholic cross. It's like, all right, Om Mani Padme Hum, Dorime. All right, let's do it. Here goes the actual scene for. Let me just pull up the article first, so you don't see all this other crap that's going on the other monitor next that we're going to now. But I just want to pull this up so it's on screen. There we go. All right, here we go. I'm going to switch to the next scene. You're not going to hear anything for a second. Just bear with me. We're going to do this together. This is a teamwork makes the dream work. Just remember that. All right, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let me know. Do you hear me? Just let me know, please. It looks like it's good. I just need you guys. Okay, yep. Unknown says yep. Thank you, guys. Okay, welcome to the first article here on the Paranormal Portal News. This is coming from an amazing site called unexplained-mysteries.com. This is an incredible site, folks. I just haven't found a better site that highlights incredible news and is not just weird, unusual stuff. There's legitimately scientific and thought-provoking articles of all kind, but this is an amazing site, so please support them. Stop over there and check out what they're doing. I'm gonna have to blow this up because it's tiny. I got it on a smaller monitor over here, so I gotta make it Brent sized. All right, here we go. That's kind of off screen there, isn't it? There we go. Here's the first article from unexplained-mysteries.com, ladies and gentlemen. Controversy as Pyramid Lost City scientists clash with Zahi Hawass. Now, Zahi Hawass has been a figure in Egypt archaeology forever. He was the leader, I think, of the Antiquities and Department of Egypt for a lot of years. He's always been kind of a controversial figure, though, and it doesn't surprise me that he's not willing to sign on for this being the real thing, because I think he's got quite a bit of ego. I obviously don't know the guy personally at all, but I do know that he's got a reputation for a huge ego. And if Zahi says something's happening, that's what's happening. And if Zahi didn't say it, that's not happening. So I think there's a bit of ego going on here. Now, this is in reference to the deep underground scans that seem to show these incredibly huge pillars descending hundreds of meters into the bedrock underneath the Great Pyramids of Giza. And under that appears to be what may be some pretty intricate structures, as if there's almost an underground city there. So this has been the big hoo-ha lately. And he apparently is not on board with this. I didn't know this, but let's find out what he's saying. And you be the judge. I'm not saying it is or isn't. Honestly, I think that there's a whole lot more verifying and investigation that needs to happen before we go, yes, there's absolutely a pillars and city down there, but it could be. I mean, I've always believed that this is not something, even the pyramids on the surface were not something that was made with like brass spoons or whatever, or what, bronze spoons. What, it was in a Bronze Age, yeah. So I never did really subscribe to that theory. I figured there was something much more ancient, and it took a much more technologically advanced culture to make whatever these are or whatever they were. So it wouldn't surprise me a whole bunch if there is a city and pillars under there. That's my own take, based on nothing other than my own take. I don't have a background, and I can't critically analyze any of this, but that's what I'm thinking. So let's check out the article. It says the claim that there's a vast city beneath the pyramids of Giza has become the center of some heated debate. A few days ago, we reported on the story that an international team of scientists had claimed to have discovered evidence of structures descending 6,000 feet beneath Egypt's pyramids of Giza. 6,000 feet. Who the hell could dig that out with a bronze spoon? I mean, really. The discovery, which was made by researchers from Scotland's University of Strathclyde and Italy's University of Pisa, involved using radar pulses to create high-resolution images of the subsurface. Describing their find as groundbreaking, the team reportedly discovered 8 vertical cylindrical structures extending 2,100 feet beneath the ground, and even more unidentified structures descending a further 4,000 feet below that. After the story broke in the press, however, it wasn't long before the team's findings had become the focus of significant criticism from various other researchers, archaeologists, and Egyptian antiquities ministry officials. One of the more prominent figures to play down the discovery was Zahi Hawass, Egypt's own Indiana Jones. Yeah, there's the ego right there. And a legendary archaeologist who's been involved in countless excavations. I'd like to make a statement regarding the news that was published all over the world by a group of amateurs, he said. So he's balls to the wall after this now. Okay. The news was under the pyramids of Khafre at Giza. They found a platform topped with pillars. All this information is completely wrong and has absolutely no scientific basis. How is he basing that? I mean, to make a statement like that, it would be like he would have to know 100% to the contrary, that they didn't find anything. So what you're seeing is he doesn't want them to find anything. He wants to find whatever could be going on there, but now he can't. So Zahi, I guess his ego is on full display here. In addition, the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquity did not give permission to any individuals or institutions to work inside or outside the second pyramid. Wow, he's going full dick on this one. The scientists themselves went on to respond to the criticism by emphasizing that they are, in fact, so certain of their discovery that the confidence level is above 85%. They reiterated that they had used a specialized algorithm and high-frequency electromagnetic waves to build up an image of what lies beneath the desert sands. Even so, experts still remain unconvinced. Yeah, the whole experts thing. Yeah, nobody's an expert. To make correlation confidence levels, there needs to be something to correlate to or compare to, said Professor Lawrence Conyers, a radar expert at the University of Denver. What could that be? What could that be here? Without that, these percentages are meaningless scientifically. So, full disclosure, I do have a confirmation bias. I want there to be a city underneath there. I want there to be huge pillars that are descending through bedrock and stuff that would definitely state, I think pretty unequivocally, that people didn't dig this out with spoons. You know, I mean, that just didn't happen and couldn't have happened. In any number of years, you'd never take a bronze spoon and dig through bedrock. You just wouldn't do it. You might dig through some through a number of years, but not that much. You wouldn't excavate a whole city or whatever. So, but I do have a confirmation bias. I want it to be real, but I still can't suspend logic and say, well, the jury's in, it's real. That's what's going on there. Some people are on the opposite end. Like, there's no way in hell that could be real. It doesn't matter what they show. I will never believe that. And there's that side of it too. I'm kind of more on the biased affirmative, but still I realize that to be truly confident in that, a hell of a lot more testing needs to be done. Now, the other part of this is that I don't know if they're going to get permission to keep testing, because I don't think they want this to come up as something that wasn't Egyptian, to be honest with you. I think that there's a great sense of national pride in Egypt that their ancestors built these incredible structures. That it's a testament to their culture and their history. And if it came out that no, you guys stumbled on this stuff, it was here for maybe thousands or millions of years prior to you guys even getting into the region. Well, then that removes that. So I think that there's a very strong movement within Egypt for this not to be the case and for it not to be tested, because it does remove a sense of cultural pride. And granted, if they did do it, that's something they should be proud of. But at the very least, they inhabit this land where these amazing mysteries are happening, and that's something to be proud of too. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. What did Maggie say? I don't mean to sound like I'm anti anything. It's just cringe when they treat us like twits. Yeah, exactly. Is the pyramid sands underground anything? A giant emitter? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've heard a power station of some kind that generates power. I've heard, that they're celestial objects that may communicate with outside of our galaxy. I don't know. I mean, it could be any number of things. And I don't pretend to know, but I think it's all worth exploring. But even then, so says Zahi, so says number one. Exactly, T-Bone. Yeah. So that's his position on it. I understand why he doesn't want this to be real and will fight against it, because again, I think it's a national sense of pride that they are potentially the people that erected these impossible structures 8,000, 10,000, 12,000, 50,000 years ago. And it was a marvel of the ages and remains one. But I don't think they did build it, but who did? And I think that's where we stand to gain the most. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. But that's Mr. B swam around the aqueducts below, didn't he? Maybe Shepst. I don't know. I'm not sure. I know a lot of people have been down there. A couple friends of mine, Chris and Sheree Geo, had pretty much unfettered access to the Great Pyramids, and we're all over in there, including the subterranean corridors and stuff. I don't think they stumbled on any secret corridors or anything like that. That might have gone much lower, but they also didn't. I mean, they couldn't go everywhere. I should rephrase that, but they did have really pretty impressive access and filmed a lot of it. So, yeah, he did. It was on Joe Rogan. He swam down there. Yeah, I mean, it could be Shapst. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I didn't know that. I don't know what Mr. Beast has done or what he hasn't done. But more power to him. So anyway, let's get back to the next article, because that was number one. Let's see. Can you still hear me? I hit the wrong button. I'm doing it with my left hand now instead of my right. Oh, thank you, Elaine. You remembered. God bless you. Elaine remembered. She's been with us for 33 months. My God. You are incredible. Thank you, Elaine. Appreciate it. And thank you to all of our channel members. That really means a lot. It helps out a lot. It really, literally helps out a lot. It's a great way to help support the shows. What do you think of Patrick Jackson and the Wares Network thing? I don't know about Patrick Jackson. Excuse me. Got a cough. Sorry about that. I need a drink. I think I might be coming down with a cold, but I'm trying not to. The snap of plastic fills the air. All right. So we got more, though. I really need to fix my YouTube so I can sub again. Mine is messed up. That's okay, Taco. Take your time. If you can, that's great. Again, I know being a member isn't something everybody can do, and that's fine. There's plenty of ways to support the show. Just hit a like if you're watching it when it's not live. Leave a comment. That helps a tremendous amount. Share the streams to your social media. If you feel like it's something you would be willing to share, it helps me a bunch because it introduces new people to the show. So any way you can help, I appreciate it. It doesn't always have to be monetary. There's just lots of very powerful ways that you can help me. Pollen? I don't know. Could be, I guess. I just started sneezing like crazy and feel like I'm coughing more. So I don't know if it's a cold. I've been sleepier too. But it might be stress. Setting up a new computer and redoing the studio. And Mrs. Portal's garden is probably all stressing me out. But anyway, let's, Pollen is kicking my butt, Chucky says. I'm sorry, brother. Hope you feel better. All right, let's get to, yeah, it could be chemtrails. Jesus. That wouldn't surprise me. Although I'm in the north of Idaho, we don't get a bunch of those up here too much. They're pretty rare, thank God. But I've seen some of those pictures where it's like, man, it's like an Etch-a-Sketch in the sky. It's like scary. Oh, it's Sprachu spring. Time for you. Yeah, it sure is. You don't want it just getting over it and still coughing. You know what it is, though, honestly? And this isn't maybe news. Oh, T-Bone blowing 5 memberships out there. Thank you, brother. So far, T-Bone's gifting 5. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Poncho Zorch got one. Steel City Stacker got one. Forest Friend got one. Dorothy Metcalf got one. And Eddie and Jen Vlogs, and then some. Oh, cool. Eddie and Jen. Those are wonderful people that I've become aware of through, I think, Tex and Rob's show and such, but wonderful people. So great to have you here. Thank you, guys. But that is all thanks to T-Bone. So thank you, T-Bone, for the gifted memberships. I appreciate it, brother. And I hope you guys enjoy it and want to stick around. Just saying, you could if you want. All right, Yeshua Reloaded is here. Or Yeshua Reloaded 2. The sequel is here, but good to have you here. Thanks for coming in. All right, I got to scroll and catch up. So, yep, lots of new members. 5 new members tonight. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. T-Bone, you're always so generous. Jeez. All right, we got more articles. Let's get to the next one. This one is, let me close the last one because we're done with that. Let me get this one out of the way. Let me pull this one into place and we'll start the next one. This is how beta tests go with the shows. It's just, I don't really know what I'm doing even when things have been working. And now that things are kind of not working again, I even know less. So Eddie is the great-great-grandson of the Robert Johnson. Eddie who? You mean, who Eddie? Van Halen? Where are we going? Robert Johnson was a blues mastermind. Say, shoulder to shoulder at the crossroads. Just saying. But, yeah. All right, next article, ladies and gentlemen, coming from Unexplained-Mystery again. I will not kneel in front of tombstones. Is coming from unexplained-mysteries.com. And got to find my buttons. Here we go. And this one is from the Modern Mysteries. This one, more than likely, is just another scammy thing. But here it is. Weird skeletal mermaid found washed up on a beach in Margate, England. It feels like we covered this one a week or two ago. When was this from? March 27th. It could be. Might be a rerun, but let's check it out. A couple had been walking along the sands and was shocked. Did you hear that? I ran out of voice. Was shocked to discover something very strange indeed. Paula and Dave Regan had been strolling along the beach in Margate on March 10th when they came across the utterly bizarre spectacle that could perhaps be best described as a skeletal mermaid. The beach was completely empty, so it really stood out, Paula told Kent Online. At first, I thought it was a bit of driftwood, or maybe a dead seal because I could see these funny tail fin things. Then we got up to it. It was the weirdest thing. For the life of me, I can tell you what it was. I can't tell you what it was. The head looked skeletal, but the back part where the fishtail was soft and squidgy. What the hell is squidgy? This might be the first time I've ever heard squidgy. It didn't feel slimy or decomposed, but it was definitely strange. Before long, a small crowd had gathered and people began speculating over what it could be. Some thought it might have fallen off a boat, while others suggested it could be a figurehead from a ship, like one of those carved mermaids, said Paula. I know we've read this one before. Excuse me, I'm sniffly. I'm sorry. All that could be really determined for certain was that the creature was artificially constructed. Exactly who made it and how it ended up on the beach, however, still remains a mystery. You can view the images of the strange find yourself below. Yeah, okay, so yeah, we did cover this. All right, now, here's the thing. I wonder if I can just click this and get to that. Yes, I can. Here it is. I remember talking about this. First of all, even if Unless it was absolutely like almost mummified. What's that? Oh, I guess the X-Paranormal detector picked up spoken word was 1921. I don't know why the voice thing isn't coming through. It must be something in the settings I got to fix. But at any rate, 1921. P.T. Barnum did something like this where he took like a monkey torso and put it on like a carp end or something like that. Generally speaking, when something is really dead, these spines like this don't stick up. That's a muscular thing, usually for fish. I've seen tons of dead fish. I grew up on the Mississippi, and generally speaking, all of this stuff is very relaxed. Like it would be more of even if it is rigid, like dried out, it wouldn't be dried out in such a taxidermy kind of pose where the spines are up and the tail is fluted or whatever, however you want to say that. The head part does. I mean, it does mimic at least what a humanoid figure would look like. But I don't think there's much to this. Obviously, it's just a controversial find. It could be somehow related to these two that apparently found it. It's clickbaity as hell. But I don't think this represents mermaids. And I'm not saying I don't believe that mermaids could be out there, but I don't think this is it. I can't see sailors jumping to their death because they're being lured by this. Oh, they're so beautiful. I don't think that's going to lure any sailors to their death. I'm just saying, unless there's something seriously wrong with them, and then go ahead, go swimming, learn to swim, as Tool said, learn to swim. But anyway, yeah, I obviously it's some kind of hoaxery or something, but it's funny, cute, whatever. But that's the second story tonight. We're going to do one more, and hopefully it's just as entertaining as this one. I don't know. Could you imagine? Oh, I love her. I can't leave. Just jumping into the water because you got a little guppy out there swimming. It's like, yeah, that's not what's going to make people go to their death. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure they must be much more striking than that, or they must have been at sea for an awful long time that looked good. I'm just saying. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say about that, but that's not the face that would be. Ooh, I had 3 of them around me. You guys couldn't see that, but they were like right around me, like doot, doot, doot. So I guess they thought that was funny too. Josh McSquash Bladesick. It's a hoax for sure. It's as real as the mermaid I have. Yeah, Josh McSquash Bladesick is a wonderful friend of mine. He's down in southern Idaho, and he has a great, amazing collection of oddities and curiosities. Josh, put in there what's the name of your shop again, or your social media. Put it up here on the chat so I can let people know where to find you. Hey, SoCal Squatcher, good to see you, brother. But Josh, definitely do that. Yeah, it looked like the P.T. Barnum one, didn't it? Or at least a facsimile of it. But let's get to this. This is the last article for the news tonight. I don't know about you, but I'm a little sad about it. Thank you, Rachel, for posting that. It's the Strange Remains Curio Shop, ladies and gentlemen. Look for Strange Remains Curio Shop. And that's where you can find Josh and Jackie, his wife. They have this wonderful setup. Amazing people. I stayed with them when I was down at the Pocatello conference. I stayed with Josh and Jackie, and wonderful people. So, yeah, Josh, let me tell you, T-Bone, if you want to know anything about this stuff, ask Josh, especially some of the weirdities and stuff. This guy toured on sideshows across America and worked with some of the most amazing people and just a phenomenal person. So, dear friends of mine. But yeah, thanks for coming in, Josh. It's great to see you, brother. Share and comment after the show, folks. Yes, absolutely. Tex, front porch. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you for sure. This is the beta test tonight, Tex. This is the new studio, the new setup. So, looks like everything's working. I mean, we've run into a few hiccups so far tonight, though. All right, this is the last one. I don't know. This is more not really news, not really newsy news, but it's, I guess, entertainment news. So here we go. And this is unexplained-mysteries.com brings us this UFO phenomena file. Apple to release new movie themed around UFO disclosure. Oh, goody, another. I don't know, do we need another one? But maybe. It can't hurt, right? Let's see what this has to say. UFO disclosure has become such a hot topic in recent years that the plot of a new thriller is being centered around it. Oh, this has to do with Spielberg, it looks like. Oh, wait. Is it? It seems that UFO-related movies or documentaries are all the rage at the moment, with the much-anticipated Age of Disclosure due for release later this year, and Steven Spielberg's upcoming Alien movie currently in full production. Now another contender has entered the ring in the form of an untitled thriller movie that will focus heavily on the topic of UFO or UAP disclosure. The project, which has been officially acquired by Apple, will be written by Academy Award nominee Zach Balin, blah, 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 whatever. We don't know anything specific about the plot. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Specific was the word, ladies and gentlemen. It's interesting how much interest there now seems to be in UFO following the highly publicized U.S. congressional hearings on the subject. When the hell was this dated? March 24th of this year. So it's I guess a few weeks, but there's nothing earth rattling going on in the UFO sphere lately that I know of. But I know, maybe I missed something. But anyway, there's some more projects coming out. I mean, it'd probably be worth watching. But is another disclosure documentary going to be move the needle? Maybe not, but maybe it'll raise some awareness. And awareness is a good thing in all of this stuff. But I'm aware that this is the end of tonight's broadcast of the Paranormal Portal News. Let's get back to the rest of the show. Bush. There we go. All right. Very cool. There's a new alien and UFO museum that just opened up in Las Vegas. Oh, cool. Have you been there? Does it look good, or do you know anything about it? Let us know. And especially if you know any information. But there you go. Rachel posted that link. It's in the screen right now, right over here. You can check out Josh and Jackie's work. Incredible people. Love them dearly. So there you go, Josh. Good thing you show up, man. I'll plug the hell out of you. And anyone else. You know, I'm happy to promote anybody's stuff that you're doing. Within reason, obviously, I got a show to do here. I'm not just the promo channel, but I'm happy to give you some exposure, however that may work. Justin Goodearth hopped in over on Rumble. Good to see you, brother. I didn't know if you'd make it tonight. I was wondering. But glad to have you here, brother. Cruzieth Maximus is here as well. Great to see you, man. Thanks for coming in. Jackie C is here as well. Good to see you. All right. So we got more. As I still have things that I haven't migrated over from the old computer yet. I'm not going to continue on that Thought Catalog article until I can figure out where we were. And it's over there. It's on the other side of the room. So I am over here. And as such, I didn't have it with me. So it's kind of like going to school without your homework. I left it on the kitchen table, honest. But we're going to go to this article. This was provided by our wonderful mod admin friend, longtime Paranormal Portal alumni, Miss Rachel Gets It Right herself. And she sent me this link on Discord. And I was like, ooh, this is going to be a good one to cover. And since I don't have the other articles over here yet, we're going to cover it tonight, at least part of it, and we'll work through it. So let's get to this. This is, it's an article from, I guess it's didyouknowfacts.com. Didyouknowfacts.com. And this is an article she found that it says night shift workers share their personal tales of paranormal activity. Now I got to switch to another screen. Again, give me a second while I activate the sound. But here we go. I'm going to go over to this screen. Okay, I think you can hear me now, right? Can you hear me now? There we go. So this is from I can't really see it there. Let me pull this down a little bit so you can see it. There it is. This is the Did You Know Fact of the Day. This is didyouknowfacts.com. And it seems like a really cool site because like there's facts regarding everything here, it sounds like. And it's a brand new site to me, but I did look through it just a little bit. I'm like, wow, this is really well done. So definitely happy to support this site and promote what they're doing. They got what's a Night Watch trailer? 1997. Is it a movie? I don't know. All right. But anyway, this is written by whom? Matt Gilligan. Matt Gilligan. He wrote this on August 23rd, 2020. Looks like he did it at 11:22 p.m. So Matt was up late and did this work. So these are night shift workers share their personal tales of paranormal activity. So thank you, Rachel, for putting out this article, sending me a link. And likewise, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever out there perusing and going through different sites and you find a cool article that you think would work out good for the show, send me a link. I'd appreciate it. Oh, I've seen it. You've seen Night Shift? Okay. It sounds like a vampire thing, but I don't know if it is. Steel City Stacker, I'm lurking and listening, and you're a member right now, so you got a membership for free. Yeshua. Oh, it's a good movie. Yeshua says. All right. From Yeshua, you got to know that's definitely facts. All right, so the first story is called No Explanation. I used to work a 24-hour subway. I know. Great start to a paranormal experience, huh? Well, one day I was doing the dishes and my coworker was cleaning the toaster oven and bread oven. And out of nowhere, around 3:30 a.m., I heard our door chime go off. And out of habit, I say, "Welcome to Subway." As I turn the corner, there's nobody there. Coworker's gone. I thought, okay, maybe he hopped the counter and went for a cigarette outside, and as he did from time to time. Well, heading back to the sink to finish... Amateur Riddle, dude. It's an active night here in the studio. So heading back to the sink to finish the dishes, I hear the door chime again. Nobody checked the bathrooms. Nobody. What the hell? I don't get it. I hear the door chime again. Nobody checked the bathrooms. Nobody. What the hell? Well, I ignore the dishes and stand at the front counter eyeing the doors. A couple minutes later, my coworker comes through the back door where we get our deliveries. "Where'd you go?" I asked him, turning back towards the back door area. "To take out the trash," he replies. Door chime. He does the same thing as me. "Welcome to Subway." Turns the corner to see nobody there, but this time the door was wide open. Our doors are weighted to where they'll close on their own if you let go of them. And the door stayed open for a couple of minutes as we stared, and then suddenly slammed. Not a windy night. Our doors wouldn't even stay open like that on the windiest of days. Have no idea what caused this or why it happened on that particular night, but after I got a different job, I was told it never happened again. I told my boss about the incident. We all looked at the cameras, and nobody could explain it. So this is one of those one-off experiences, and these are kind of interesting. It's like there's necessarily no history at a given location for weird things to happen, and yet suddenly, boom, something happens. And it can be one night, it can be a period of time, and I think these are kind of the work of what might be transitory spirits. They just, wonder what's going on over there, and they just kind of wander in and they do their thing, and Maybe they do it to get a rise out of people. Maybe they just do it because it's funny to them. I don't know. Or maybe they're horrible. I don't know. It could be mischievous. It could be nefarious as hell. We don't know. But then they will just end. It will just be like nothing, crazy activity, then nothing again. And it's like this one little blurb where something happened, and for any number of reasons, we just don't know. So it's a pretty wild. That sounds mean. I want to sleep in Brent's house tonight. I wouldn't want to sleep in Brent's house tonight. There's nothing new here, brother. Let me tell you, there's always strange things going on around here. I just kind of gotten used to it, honestly. I've lived in many houses that have had activity, and I figure if they're not raising hell, they're not causing problems or damage or anything, it's fine. As long as they're not evil. I don't want evil things hanging out, but there you go. So that was the first story. That's creepy, but it's kind of a one-off, and those are kind of not really uncommon, oddly enough. So we're going to go to number 2. This one's called Creepy. I was a manager at a theater, and you would also do the basic projection work sometimes, thread projectors and the occasional build-up, tear-down of films. Sounds like that was when they actually used films. Our setup had a row of 4 theaters, so we also had a long, dark booth. And it was really just a tiny corridor with the projector sitting in that dead-ended with a projector for theater 4. What a fire hazard. Yeah, no kidding. One day I was alone in there in the dark threading up projector 3, and this thing had a history, and everyone knew about it. It would turn on and off by itself. Once it came on and someone unplugged it, but it kept running anyway. Anyway, it was harmless enough, so we just laughed it off. So there I was threading it up before the first shows of the day when I was overcome with this intense feeling of dread. I felt the temperature drop to frigid, just like people describe. My body hair stood on end, the whole 9 yards. I wasn't on anything, and I've never felt something else like that before or since. I had a fight or flight moment and ran out of there without looking back. I went into my office and just sat there for a bit. Our projectionist, who had just finished his real projectionist stuff he was working on, came in with someone he was training. I told him to take the trainee up and finish the last 2 projectors since it would be good practice for her, and so they went. No need to let them know anything else. Well, both of them came back into the office pale, looking shocked. They described the same thing I'd felt in the same spot I'd felt it. And they did the same thing and ran. Well, we eventually got a 4th person in there, and they had 0 issues. I made it a habit to find an excuse to take someone with me whenever I went there after that, but it never happened again. Again, that's just one of those one-offs. I mean, it sounds like they had activity there sporadically anyway, but that one night they got that really eerie crap. That's crazy. I don't know. Number 3, night nurse. I'm a dedicated night shift nurse, and several years ago, the unit that I worked on was kind of off on its own. The oldest part of a 100-plus-year-old hospital. Well, during some basic repairs, they found some mold and, according to rumors, asbestos in the walls. So my unit got shut down for a couple of months for repairs.
Felix.
Really? Is your name Felix? Is that who's here? Is that one of you? I'm not sure who Felix is. That's the first time I've ever said Felix. Hello, Felix. Well, welcome to the Paranormal Portal. That's the ghost radar. It has a built-in word thing. So, I don't know. Whatever Felix means, does that mean anything to any of you? Let me know. Anyway, so the unit got shut down for a couple of months for repairs. Well, they kept the nurses on whenever they could, with the result that we were occasionally really, really bored thanks to acting as clerks or doing random odd jobs. A coworker friend at the time was really into ghost hunting to the point of buying a decent quality ghost hunting kit. Thanks to not exactly being needed, we had ample time to wander the spookier corners of the hospital overnight. We didn't find a whole lot, just an occasional EMF spike or whatever that could be easily explained. after a couple of weeks, they took down the strict construction. They took down the strict construction isolation stuff for our unit, and we decided to check some of our supposedly haunted rooms. Well, the place was eerie as hell. They had all the utilities shut off. Remember, it was a separate from the rest of the hospital. And it was so quiet you could hear a pin drop. We went into one of the rooms where a lot of deaths had occurred, and thanks to being close to the nurses' station, where we could put more critical patients, we set up a voice recorder, thermometer, and an EMF detector. Sounds like they're ready to go. Then we started to ask any present spirits questions. Standard stuff like if they died in that room. Within a few minutes of us asking random questions, the temperature dropped a couple of degrees. Then the EMF monitor started going off in short bursts. Right as I asked the question, "Are you angry you died here?" the EMF squealed like a stuck pig, and we decided to get the hell out of there. The next morning, we went to my place to play the audio recording through my computer. Everything was on it, our questions and the EMF noises. Right as I asked my last question of the night, there was this sound that coincided with the EMF burst we heard in the room. It was this low, drawn-out moaning sound that sounded like an enhanced version of a death moan or rattle. It made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up, along with the worst case of goosebumps ever. I've seen a lot of weird stuff in my time as a nurse, and I'm also a firm skeptic and love my peer review evidence, but I can't quite believe that recording noise, temperature drop, EMF readings were something normal that happened in an isolated unit of the hospital with all of the utilities shut off. That's kind of nice, you know. I mean, if you're gonna be a skeptic, at least you got to acknowledge when things can't be explained. I think that's cool. I have an old Felix the Cat toy in one suction cup that pops up. The one with the suction cup that pops up. What are you guys talking about? Linda worked Texas Department of Corrections night shift for 10 years. Odd stories. Yeah, I'll bet. I mean, I worked overnights in corrections for a lot of years too. Never anything really happened that I can even remember. Not even really weird feelings. It was an old buildings and stuff, but I don't remember anything untoward happening, which is weird. You'd think, that it would, but it was very, very quiet, at least for me. Sure, there wasn't anything going on in the linen cupboard. I don't know. What's going on in the linen cupboard? I don't know. Was that a rhetorical question? I'm just trying to catch up with the chat here. What are you guys talking about? So I worked overnights at a hotel. Odd stories from the front desk. I'll bet, Foot Clan. Hotels are I mean, my God. If people have attachments, and attachments may wander, they may stay attached or they may shed attachments. I think hotels would be one of those places where we'd be like, yeah, maybe I'll stay here. They just kind of decide, I'm going to hang out at a hotel now. And I think that may be one of the reasons why, because I don't know, and I've pondered this many times on the shows. It's like, if you were a ghost, if you're a spirit, and for whatever reason you're kind of earthbound and you're stuck in this plane, people don't acknowledge you, where would you go? Where would you want to be? I mean, you got the proverbial, closet, under a kid's bed, those kind of things. And I think that would get played out really quick. Or wouldn't it be kind of cool to be in a mall or a hotel or some place like that where you could just watch different people doing different things and entertain yourselves, people watching. And I think that would be probably much more attractive. So it doesn't surprise me that hotels, even if they didn't have tragedies of their own, could collect, attached spirits. Because if I was going to be stuck somewhere, I guess a hotel wouldn't be all that bad. Or a closet in somebody's, unused bedroom in an old house. I mean, that would suck a lot. I don't know, just some thoughts. I don't know. Anybody's guess, folks. Anybody's guess. How are we doing for time? 8. Yeah. We'll do one more on this, and then we'll move on to some, some other stuff. Some cryptids, I think. I think I got enough for the remainder of the show. Maybe we'll do 2 more. We're on number 4. Let's do this one. I used to work as a security guard in a hospital in Bowmanville, Ontario, Canada. Well, this particular hospital was split in half by the old hospital, built in the late 1800s, and a new part of the hospital. Well, one night, I was doing my rounds when I decided to walk down this long corridor next to the main entrance of the old hospital. Well, they store all of the wheelchairs down this long hallway. As I round the corner to walk down the corridor, I see a woman standing at the end of the hallway. She was wearing a long blue button-up coat, black shoes, and some kind of winged bowler hat. She honestly scared the crap out of me, so I closed my eyes and looked away just for a moment. When I turned back, she was gone. A few days later, I was walking down the entrance hallway of the new hospital and stopped to look at some old hospital photos hanging on the wall. I see a picture from the opening of the original wing and notice the same woman from the night before standing in the middle of all the nurses dressed in white. She was a head nurse or something like that. Sent a big shiver down my spine. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. There's legendary stories like that having to do with like cemeteries. Allegedly, one of the old legends is the first person buried in a cemetery becomes its caretaker of sorts, like a caretaker spirit. It'll be not going on, not moving on. It's there's some belief that the first person buried becomes a guardian. Some people think it's a dog, or some people buried a dog so that the dog could guard the cemetery, that kind of thing. And I don't know, is there merit to that? Maybe by virtue of people believing in it, it could be. I don't know. But wonder if the same thing could be true for buildings, like a brand new building and you're one of the first people working there. Do you inherit responsibility for that space in a spiritual commitment of sorts? And I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas here as we talk, but it seems like a common thread, right? I used to live in Sudbury, UK. Oh, okay. There you go, Maggie. I knew you were somewhere in the UK at one point. I know you're down under now. Good eye. Good on you. I'm flexing my Aussie. I'm an honorary Aussie. Just saying. All right, number 5. This is the last one we're going to read for tonight from this article. We'll come back to it, of course, on a subsequent shows. But something weird about that place. I worked overnights in a mental health crisis house. Oh, wow. I'll bet you there's a lot of things hanging out in mental crisis houses. Not that there's anything with the people themselves, but I think that emotional charge of people in a high level state of anxieties or whatever, or confusion would be a magnet to spirits wandering in, perhaps. But anyway, it's a home like setting that's a step below inpatient for mental health issues, and it also provided a place for people at risk of relapsing to stay to have support. Well, anyway, there was one room in the place that would get weird vibes about. I would do a room check and get the feeling I was being watched each time. Other night staff reported stomping upstairs, hearing voices, and sudden temperature changes in the main room. The room also had the highest rates of self-harm and bump-ups, sending clients to inpatient or calling police if they were violent. I tried to sage and salt the room at one time and even did the bang on pots asking it to leave. It started to do more stomping when I was there, and there were times there would be no clients in the house, so I could sleep on the couch in between calls. I started to have a lot more lucid dreams and sleep paralysis after trying to get rid of it. Yeah, that's the thing. Well, let's finish the story first. What I found interesting is how many different cultures would come in and out of the house, and if someone was spiritually connected, they would pick up on a vibe of something is up with that room. We had Kabbalah, Santeria, New Age, Catholic, you name it. They all picked up that something was weird about that place. Yeah, that's the other side of cleansing. You can certainly try and do your best to cleanse the space yourself. You can, and most of the time I think you would be successful, because I don't think most spirits are really trying to be nefarious and horrible. They're just, making people uncomfortable. And so people are like, yeah, no more of this. We're done with this. And it's fair enough. But I think if it is something dark and you fail, then you've gotta escalate it in a hurry, because it'll be pissed at you that you're trying to kick it out, and it will likely decide to try to target you. So if it's not something you're comfortable doing, and I'm not trying to tell you what to believe or what not to believe, but it's my belief that if it's not something you feel pretty confident in doing, and doing cleansing of some kind, using whatever methodologies, whatever beliefs that you hold sacred, if you believe you can do it, you probably can. But if you're unsure, you might not be able to, and it might actually escalate and get worse. So make sure to escalate those kind of situations in a hurry. Bring in people that can. Bring in, spiritualists or whatever follows you, a priest, whatever. Just bring in someone else to escalate what you've tried to do. If you want a spirit gone, you got to see it through. And even then, it doesn't mean they're going to be gone forever, but they're going to be gone for a while if it's successful, and that's a good thing. But anyway, you got to be you got to be tenacious with that kind of stuff, because if it doesn't work, they will make you their hobby from then on. If they are truly dark and horrible things, and they might be. I don't know. Not saying you need to believe it or not to believe it, but it's always better to be cautious, I think. So anyway, what did Elaine say? Elaine got a good call on something. What did you say, Elaine, that was a good call? Pop's holy water. Yeah, holy water is good. Yeah, especially if you're a Christian. If not, moon water for people studying witchcraft or Wiccan is a powerful element as well. There's any number of things. It could be sounds like chimes, singing bowls. It could be chants. It could be prayer. It could be smells, scents, essential oils. It could be incenses, other things like that. There's any number of things that can be cleansing, especially if you believe in it. But I think that's the key, is that to believe in something is what makes it powerful. So at any rate, there you go. Yeah, actually, moon water, the process for creating moon water is not dissimilar to creating holy water, believe it or not. So it's pretty crazy how the correlations are there. Obviously, a little different methodology, but a lot of the same mediums are put into both. So water left outside to absorb the frequencies of the full moon. Yes, Chucky. Yep. Foot Clan was asking. Yeah. Very cool, though. All right. I have all the wind chimes hanging up finally. Yeah. Wind chimes, I think, are wonderful. There's something about apparently the resonance of bells that's supposed to be very cleansing. And wind chimes would fall into that. That they are believed to. There's belief that those sounds are abrasive to dark things. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't know. But again, it's your belief that makes things powerful. So, all right. Let's get to some cryptids. I think, right? Is it time for cryptids? You guys ready for some cryptid corner? Because we're at about 18 minutes after 8. It's gone fast. I'm just so glad this is working, to be honest with you. I was so nervous. Sage is not safer on seizure disorders and some others like schizophrenia. It is a brain stimulant. Yeah, and sage isn't really... Sage is okay for flatlining energy, but it's not really a purging medium. It's good for knocking down energy of a space, but you're right. I mean, that's certainly a great consideration, Annie. I didn't know that, but I'm glad to know that it can cause problems for people. I did not know that. Sasquatch still comes around my wind chimes. He rang my bell at me, and it was amazing. Wow, that's really wild. Yeah, there you go. What was I going to say? Oh, like frankincense is a good one. Sweetgrass is a good one. Cedar is a good one. Depending on, again, there's many of them, but there's lots of different cleansing scents, if you will. All right, let's get to some cryptids. I feel like I'm ready. You guys ready for some cryptids? Want to hear it? Here it go. Let me blow this one up. Oh, it is already blew up. It just seems so small. What did I just do? I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to go back here. There we go. Is that as big as it gets? Seriously? Feels like that's small. Yeah, it's not getting any bigger even if I expand the window, so it's going to be small. Okay. All right. Didn't know that, but I know it now. Let's do this. I might actually make this one bigger. I don't know what it is. Getting old, I guess. Jesus. I guess that helped. Okay. Well, here we go, folks. We're going to start the cryptid corner right now and dig into some of these creatures and beings undocumented by established sciences, but doesn't mean they're not real. I love my sweetgrass scented soap. Oh, yeah. That'd be nice. I don't think I've ever had sweetgrass scented soap, but I think I want to get some. That sounds really good. All right. Okay, well, let's get to the cryptids, folks. Let's do it. Here we go. We're going to try this. Oh, no. There it is. There it is. Here we go. Oh, wait. I might have to move this first. All the way to the top. There we go. Here we go. It's time for the cryptids. That is so sexy. Cool. Very cool. All right. Jackie C says burial watchers. What does that mean? Moonwater sounds refreshing. It does. I'm trying to catch up on the chat here to see what you guys are talking about, but lots of different things going on. All right, here we go. We're going to start with Sasquatch Chronicles. And start here. There's a couple articles we have here dealing with some listener emails that Wes gets, and I love these. I think these are fantastically interesting and fun to read. And this one's from March 29th. It's been around a little bit. This is called The Red Eyes. Does that seem right? The 29th? It's hard to believe we wouldn't have already have covered this. It might be a repeat. If it is, I apologize. But I just do the best I can. But it might be new to those of you who weren't around. And let's read it. All right, here it is. March 29th, The Red Eyes. A listener writes, I had an experience when I was a kid. And as time has gone by, I've started to question whether it was what I thought. And it would be very interesting to hear your thoughts on this. This was in the 70s. I was probably 7 or 8 years old. My family and some of our relatives decided to go camping around Mount St. Helens area. My parents had bought this old school bus that had been converted into a motorhome, and it had 4 bunk beds in the back for us kids, and I was the oldest. So my dad and his cousins had brought their horses with them to get up to some of the lakes to go fishing, and we were all just hanging around the camp playing just like kids do. And it was about the time that they were supposed to be coming back, and they would have been coming through this staging/parking area before they got back to camp. All of a sudden, we heard a woman scream, and my mom, who was a nurse, went running towards the parking area and told us to stay put. We definitely read this before, but we're doing it again. Apparently, my dad had come off his horse and had hit his head on a rock and was unconscious. I don't remember how long it took for an ambulance to arrive. We couldn't see it because we were still in the camp. But it ended up with my other aunt staying in the bus with us that night because my mom went with Dad to a hospital. I remember it was in some smaller town. I heard one of his cousins make a comment that maybe Bigfoot spooked his horse. I had a vague idea of what Bigfoot was, but I hadn't read anything on the subject yet. Well, we went to bed that night, and I was in one of the bottom bunk beds, and for some reason, I turned to look at the window, and there were 2 huge red glowing eyes there. And I would say they were spaced about 5 or 6 inches apart. I was too scared to say anything to my aunt, so I just pulled the covers up over my head. It's the covers. They are the amazing paranormal protection. In the morning, I told my aunt what I saw, and her response was that I probably just dreamed about the ambulance lights. Well, I hadn't seen the ambulance. All my life, I believed that it was a Bigfoot that I saw. Fast forward 45 years, I brought it up to my parents last year. My mom said, his horse didn't get spooked. He was drunk and fell off the horse. I still remember those eyes like it was yesterday. How about that? Bigfoot got blamed. He was just a little saucy. That'll do it. That makes it hard to ride a horse when you're all tanked. So there you go. That's the first story. Again, I think we read that one before, but we read it again. This one I don't think we read before, though. This is Sasquatch Fighting. And if we did, I apologize. It'll be a double header of reruns here on the Paranormal Portal. But let's check it out. This one is March 28th, Sasquatch Fighting. Sasquatch Chronicles blog. A listener writes, I live in Ontario, Canada, and today on my drive home from work, I pulled off to take a washroom break on the road shoulder, and I thought I could hear some noises from the trees on the other side of the road. But when I looked, I just couldn't see anything. Well, I finished up. It's the washroom break. I love that metaphor. I was in the washroom. No, you were peeing on a tree. I finished up and jumped back in my truck and started to pick up speed, and I caught something in my peripheral to the left, which is probably where that noise I heard was coming from. Well, it was thick brush, and the forest and the snow is melting there. But I thought maybe I'd turn and just see a horse. There are many farms out there where I live, 2 hours from Toronto. And when I looked left, I could see two dark figures about 40 meters into the brush. One of them was running away from the other on 2 feet. I knew then it was no horse. But the other one looked shorter and only moved its arm up in the air. Maybe, I couldn't really tell, so I started to slow down and decided maybe that's people and they're having some kind of emergency. So I quickly hit my four-way hazards and came to a stop on the shoulder. Then I proceeded to back up, and as I continued to scan the forest, the one that was running, I realized I could no longer see him. I thought that was rather strange. When I backed up for far enough, I could see the other being was still at about the same distance from the road as when I passed by. And that's when I could clearly see a conical-shaped head. It was obviously a furry or hairy animal, but quickly judging by the size, I could see it appeared to be looking in my direction. My heart almost skipped a beat. Definitely started beating faster. So I quickly stopped my truck and grabbed my phone and started filming. And I used to hunt with my dad when I was younger, so in the video you'll notice I hesitated before I got out of my truck. And I was assessing where that big fast guy went. I didn't see him, so I jumped out, crossed the road while filming. I made 2 videos, posted the shorter one to YouTube, and I'd like to give you exclusivity to the longer video, my friend. Well, anyway, you can eventually see that the one closest to me is more than likely dead. He has a tree branch through his neck, and it looks like he's on his knees, and appears to be partially disemboweled. You can see bones and blood, by the way. Hope you're not eating while you're watching. What the hell? I'm pretty sure you can hear the other one breaking branches a little further to my right, but I still couldn't see him. And I didn't think I could fight this bastard if the dead one is on his knees, and he's probably roughly 8 feet standing. That would make this other one that's breaking branches like probably 10 feet tall, because he looked 4 feet taller than this one when he was running away. He's a big boy, so I stopped filming and went back to my truck. Bro, this is what Sasquatch are doing to each other? Well, anyway, you can see the signs of a struggle, too, from broken trees and branches to a downed power line. But that line is dead anyway, and they've been moving lines underground in this area for years, but still looks like a fight scene out of Mortal Kombat, man. I don't know. I don't know of any video, and I haven't talked to Wes about this. I'd be curious. Can't wait to see the video. You got to show us the video. Thanks, Wes. I got to see this video. Yeah, I mean, it'd be What does this say? Sadly, if this follows the usual pattern of the Bigfoot world, the video will, 1, never see the light of day for various reasons, or 2, not show what is being claimed. I'd love to be wrong, however. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to know without seeing it. Again, it's nice that, he's willing to give Wes the sole ability to post this, but I don't know what the video entails. And if anything comes up about it, I'll let you guys know. But that is an exciting possibility. I mean, it's only literally a matter of time before another Patterson-Gimlin film pops up somewhere. I mean, it's just a matter of time. And I'm pretty sure that that's going to come in the form of a dash cam somewhere. I think for sure, in my mind, the most likely Patterson-Gimlin new version is going to come from a dash cam, because road crossings are one of the most common sightings that people have. And for whatever reason, they just want to wait till a car's coming and then go right in front of it. That's any number of guesses why that could be. Some suggest counting coup, like, ooh, it's a sign of bravery. And maybe it is. I don't know. Do they have a culture like that? Maybe. But I think that with as many cameras as are out there, and I don't think, I'm firmly of the belief that if anybody films anything while they're in the midst of a Sasquatch experience, they have like testicles of titanium. If they're a guy, if they're a woman, they have constitution of iron. It's just, I don't think I could do it. I wouldn't be like, ooh, let me get my camera and record this. I'd be like, oh, am I going to die? Is this where I die? That's what I would be thinking if I was in close proximity to one of these things, because you just don't know. I'd love to believe that these things are the beautiful, benevolent forest giants, caretakers of the wild places, and sentinels of goodness and fluffy bunnies everywhere. But I also have heard so many of the First Nations tales and other tales of people being absolutely brutalized and traumatized by these things. So I don't think you can ignore that possibility. But anyway, just some ideas. Mr. Steve GB. Does that mean Great Britain, Steve? Good to see a unchain or unicorn. What is that? What does that mean? I'm not sure what you mean there. Is that code for something? So anyway, it'd be interesting. I do believe it's coming, though. Somebody eventually is going to capture an amazing clip of footage that is going to at least get some people that wouldn't normally acknowledge the possibility to start questioning. I don't know that any piece of footage is going to change the hearts and minds of skeptics everywhere, but if that's the case, I think the Patterson-Gimlin film should have done that. But at any rate, it's somebody's going to turn up something. I just don't think that I would be of the presence of mind like, ooh, Bigfoot, let's grab a selfie. I'm just not there. I know I wouldn't be there if I was in that presence. I mean, when I was 14, I was growled at by what I think was a Sasquatch, and it was the most frightening experience of my life, bar none. The most terrified I've ever been, because I was just sure whatever's making that noise was just about to kill me. I was moments away from being no longer here. And there you go. So the last thing I would have been thinking of is, ooh, let me grab my camera. Let's have a peek. Now, I do know that some people that go out there looking are much braver than I am. I'm not pretending that I'm a courageous person by any measure. I just I just don't know that I have it in me. Hey, Happy Dog Lady, good to see you. It's okay if you're late. I just appreciate you coming in when you can. Wonderful to see you. Cruzieth Maximus is in here as well. I'd look at my 44 trail gun and say, this ain't enough, and then die to death. Yeah, well, I don't know. I think I do have to believe if they are indeed physical. If you had a 44 Magnum, you're at the very least going to wreck their day. And I don't think these things like being shot. I think they are cognizant of what guns are. I think that they've had enough people punching holes into them through the ages that they know when people pull out these weird looking sticks, it's no good, and to get the hell away. I really think that they're very, very, very cognizant of, oh, that's not good. He's got one of those. Get away now. Perhaps they saw, Grandpa Bucky get, winged by a rifle or something and not be able to use his arm again or something. I don't know, but I think they know. They know what guns are. So if they see a gun, I think they're less likely to do things, at least in a straightforward measure. They might go covert and wreck your world. But Nathan from the Quantum Show says hit the like, and I agree, you should. Hi Brent, I'm listening while I work. Hey, cool hand. Thank you so much for listening while you work or listening wherever you can. I really appreciate it. So yeah, it's pretty fantastic. But I do think some evidence is going to be coming, guys. I really do. Don't know when. It could be 10 years, could be 2 years, could be next week, could be 5 minutes from now. Could have been last week. We just haven't heard about it yet. But, I will tell you this, and this is God's honest truth. I have seen some evidence that I think is very legitimate and is very, very incredibly impressive. But the owners of that evidence were not willing to put it out there. I think that there is substantial evidence out there that people have, but they just don't want to enter that fray because it's brutal. On the same hand, there's a lot of bad evidence out there that has no business being evidence, but people are purporting or pushing it to be evidence. Case in point. I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna showcase something from my own Facebook page. This just happened. And this is the kind of stuff that absolutely pisses me off. And I don't know what else to say. It just pisses me off. But here you go. I'm going to put it up on screen and share it with you guys. You guys can see it. If you do happen to go over to my Facebook page, I really hope that you guys will share this out because honestly, I think sunlight is the best disinfectant. I truly do. Why does this not look right? I got to make this look better. Hold on. I can't seem to crunch it. There we go. That's smaller. Now it's easier to see. Hopefully this will fit on the screen okay. But I did find this. This was posted and it absolutely infuriated me. Okay. I'm going to put it up on screen now. Just give me a second. I had to set this up because I just decided to do this now. Oh, thank you, Maggie. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That's so sweet. All right, here's the image in question, folks. And if you go over to my Facebook page, Mike Prine says, type A ain't happening. What does that mean? I'm not sure what that means, Mike. But here we go. This is the image. Sorry about that. I forgot about the muted sounds. I forgot to do this screen. This is the first time I've used it. This was posted on Facebook. Here it is. And I saw this come up in my feed, this picture. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? Just a hand. But here's the caption. If you do see this, please share it. I would appreciate it because sunlight's the best disinfectant. From the Bigfoot expert. There you go. It's the Bigfoot expert. There are no Bigfoot experts, but this guy's a Bigfoot expert, I guess. From my secret archives, this photo is real photo and not an AI photo. Well, that part is true. It is a real photo, but it took me all of 3 minutes to do some background checking and do some image searches, and I found this. I'm just going to leave this here. There you go. It's Ricky Gervais's thread that was on Reddit. We're not so different, Carl, you and I. There it is. A chimp's hand up close. So this guy is trying to sell it. The Bigfoot expert's trying to sell it like that's his image. It's a Bigfoot hand. I don't know if I put it on my Instagram, but I think I was going to, but I haven't yet. Maybe I did. If I did, then I don't remember. I knew I was going to. But this is the kind of stuff that drives me nuts, because this is evidence, right? This is evidence, folks. This here is evidence. Evidence of Bigfoot. But it's a scam. It's a hoax. And this is the stuff that pisses me off like nobody else. Nothing else, is because they're taking this stuff, trying to purport it as, look, I got all the inside scoop. You guys should listen to me, follow me. And they're doing it for some kind of notoriety, but anybody worth, their salt at all is going to compare that image with billions of images that are posted online and searchable and look for correlations from known animals. And when they come up, it makes not only this person look really bad, which it should, but unfortunately those people that have a confirmation bias and they're like, yeah, I believe that. That's incredible. Can we see more pictures of the rest of it? And it's like, my God, it's a chimpanzee hand. So this is the kind of stuff that absolutely pisses me off. It has no place in this, because in my post, I just said it's so frustrating because there are people that are dedicating their time, their energy, their blood, sweat, tears to trying to substantiate this, because it's a very real phenomenon that's happening out there. But then there's yo-hos like this clown coming out and it's like, well, here's his hand from my secret archives. What do you mean, Google? Is that your secret archives? And, it's a chimpanzee hand. So this stuff drives me freaking crazy. So when you see stuff like this, especially stuff that's being exposed, now here's the thing. Exposing it is not going, oh, that's fake, I don't believe it, you're so full of crap, the end. Exposing it is, not only do I know it's fake, but here's what it really is, and provide the evidence. Shut these people down. This is doing nothing but harming the field, harming the people that are working hard to substantiate this stuff and put it out there for everybody. And I think it needs all of us to work together and put this stuff out there, share it out there. The Bigfoot expert shouldn't have a page. And not like, they can't have a voice. But if you're going to do stuff like this, you deserve to be shut down. This is just a bunch of crap, and it's horrible. So I again, it's not what I usually do on this show, but when I see stuff like that, I got to put sunlight on it. I got to show you guys. And I want you guys to try to share it out there. Try to expose it, because this stuff is horrible and it doesn't move the needle for any of us. It makes those of us that believe this is out there and a real thing look like clowns. Oh, you're part of that clown show where the guy posted the chimpanzee hand. Yeah, sure. There's Bigfoot out there. Well, none of us believe that. None of us people that have any gray matter firing neurons cooking, they're not going to look that and go, well, there's a Bigfoot hand for sure. So anyway, just thought it's worth putting out there. Hornswoggled. Who used hornswoggled? That's awesome. I think that's a great word. Now, attention seekers don't mind negative attention either. No, and that person will defend it. Actually, it was Josh Bladzik that was in the chat here. He also went and checked out the entire comment thread on that guy's page. And that guy's saying, oh, I got DNA evidence. I got lots of photos. This is just one of them. Just all hook, line, and sinker. Like, nah. But the sad part was there was plenty of other people that were around there going, oh, this picture is incredible. I can't believe it. That's so amazing. Thank you for sharing. It's like, just enter into this stuff with a healthy dose of skepticism, first of all. And that's okay, because if it doesn't stand up to scrutiny, you shouldn't be subscribing to it. You shouldn't be promoting it. You should be calling it out. And it's frustrating for a lot of people that are doing their darndest. They're giving their own time, their energy, their passion to bring this awareness to the rest of the world. And they're competing against idiots like this. So again, I might be starting a shit fest now between the Bigfoot expert, but bring it on. If you're going to post shit like that, I'm happy to take you on head on. I don't care. Do not waste everybody's time with that kind of garbage. That stuff is horrible. So it looks sculpted. Well, it is actually a photo. It's a photo of a chimpanzee hand from some zoo or somewhere. Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I'm not the type to rush headfirst into any kind of drama. I'm not. But I'm serious. That stuff, things like that really, really affect me, because I do take this stuff very serious. This is a very serious pursuit of my own. All of this strangeness is something I'm very passionate about. And then somebody's just sitting on Google Images looking for things that might fly. And they're posting it like that's their secret work. It's like, you're an ass. You're an ass. So anyway, if this gets stupid after this, what can I tell you? At least I'm trying to fight the good fight here. I don't know. Nicer fingernails than some people. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, take it or leave it, but I wanted to point it out, bring it to your guys' attention. If you are on Facebook and you're a friend of mine, please share that out. Please make sure everybody that you can see that, especially if you're in Bigfoot groups. Not that I'm looking for a pat on the back. It's not that at all. I don't care if I get any recognition personally from that. I just want people to know, look, this is a fake. This is BS. This is somebody, trying to perpetuate this. But it doesn't help us move the needle forward when we've got idiots like this pulling us, 5 clicks backwards, So anyway, yeah. Owl's embarrassed of her cuticles. It's okay, owl. I don't think owls are supposed to have great cuticles, though, honestly. Just kidding. All right, where are we at for time? Oof, we might have time for one more story here. So let's get to it. We got one more story. This is a winged creature. We don't cover many of these, but this is one that Lon Strickler put up on phantomsandmonsters.com. And I just love the variety of stories that Lon covers on his site. So please check out Lon's site. And please check out Lon's YouTube channel. It's Phantoms and Monsters Radio. And that's also a podcast, ladies and gentlemen. So if you listen to podcasts, look for Phantoms and Monsters Radio. Lon has been at this for ages. The guy is an incredible resource and a pillar in the community and a good man. So check out his work. You're going to find tons of stuff to check out on phantomsandmonsters.com. So here we go. Here we go. This is it. This is one from April 9th. It's today old. Winged creature swoops down towards driver on I-95 near Kittery, Maine. These winged creature reports are pretty wild. Of course, the pterodactyl sightings, the thunderbird sightings, of course, the Mothman type of sightings. There's lots of cryptids that are apparently flying around, so keep your eyes to the sky. Keep your head on a swivel. All right, let's check out this story. This is pretty new from Lon, today old. With almost no warning, a huge dark gray shape came swooping towards him. And for a panicked second, he thought he was going to collide with this thing. I received the following account. Dear Mr. Strickler, my sister is a big fan of yours and she suggests I email you. Last night, April 8th, 2025, this is a brand new story, wow. My husband was driving on I-95 southbound near Kittery, Maine at about 9 p.m. at night in the car by himself. With almost no warning, a huge dark gray shape came swooping towards him. And for a panicked second, he thought he was going to collide with this thing. He said it was at least the size of 2 eagles and had something like wings, but he insisted it was not a bird. When I suggested perhaps it was an owl, and he said there was an unusual loud whooshing sound that accompanied it. He also insisted this was not any kind of craft. This whole thing happened so fast when he barely had a chance to see it. When he got home 10 minutes later, he was kind of frantic as he was very shaken up. He saw no eyes or facial features. When my husband saw this large winged creature, I immediately thought of the Mothman. I found a photo of something in Chicago that's being called a Mothman, and he immediately said, "That's it." My husband is open-minded but doesn't go looking for things, and he believes he encountered something paranormal. I wondered if you've heard any stories similar to this. Thanks for your time. Sincerely, CG. Here's Lon's note. These winged beings seem to make it a habit of swooping down upon unsuspecting drivers. many times, nearly causing a mishap. And I believe this may be the first report of a winged creature or flying humanoid in Maine. Wow, that's incredible. So there you go. Kind of a Mothman report, it sounds like. Generally speaking, people, when they see the Mothman, it's usually got these red glowing eyes, you know, like this guy didn't see eyes, but I guess, you know, he's trying to watch the road. It's not like a tourist season there. He's got to keep himself on the path. But that's pretty crazy. Cool story. Not very long, but also still intense. Wonder if we have time for one more. I think we do. These are werewolf attacks. Yeah, this isn't long at all. But these are coming from the Philippines, Sabali Island. And this one I thought was cool. This is from April 6th from Phantoms and Monsters. And this is one of the reasons I really do love Lon's site, is because it's not just one geographic area. He covers things that are reported around the world. So this is werewolf attacks. Now, I got to admit, I was today old when I realized there was any kind of werewolf kind of thing in the Philippines. Thank you, Josh Casto. Gifting 5. Whoa. Hidden Existence got one. That's Daniela. Oh, good to see you, Daniela, out there lurking. That's great. Jojo got one. And Melissa got one. God bless you, Melissa. I think I might know who you are. Just saying. And Curtis Wilkins got one as well. So that was all. Where's the 5th one? Where'd the 5th one go? That's 4. You gifted 5 memberships, and I see 4 of them. Is it still coming? Well, there's a 5th one floating out there in the ether somewhere, folks. Whomever got it, congratulations. Congratulations to you 4. Good to see you, Daniela. I'm so thrilled you're out there watching. Did it come up yet? Nope. I don't know where the other one went. Maybe it went into the YouTube vacuum of space. I don't know. But at any rate, thank you, Josh. Appreciate that gift, brother. Thank you so much. So let's check out these werewolf reports from Sabali Island in the Philippines. As a result of an article in the local Manila newspaper in 2014, the residents of Sabali Island in the Philippines decided to defend themselves. Armed with knives and long bamboo sticks with pointed ends, residents of this isolated island in the central Philippines mount nightly patrols to protect its dwindling goat population against deadly attacks of suspected werewolves. Inspector Brian Odian, Sabali Chief of Police, said hundreds of volunteers in 9 barangays working under the supervision of policemen make regular patrols in their area looking for the werewolves, which have killed more than 200 goats, sucking the blood and tearing out only the heart and liver. The mysterious animal attacks only on nights before the full moon. The last attack was July 9th, 2014, in Barangay's Poblacion in San Vicente, where a total of 27 goats were killed. Ugh. Residents wanted nightly patrols because of fear that the werewolves would attack humans after the goats were gone. People started to accept that the werewolf story because of sightings of the mysterious animal that looked like dogs but bigger, and they moved differently. Department of Agriculture Regional Director Cipriano Santiago was ordered an inventory of the goat population on the island and the list of farmers who lost their goats since 2012. According to municipal agriculturalist Nelia Yap, she said 57 farmers had lost a total of 209 goats in 2 years, and the Department of Agriculture would replace the animals which were killed by dogs or creatures pretending to be dogs. The goats were easy prey because they were free to roam in this small island of 4,500, which can be reached by 6-hour ride on outrigger boat from the provincial capital of Romblon. The people had been advised to hold their goats in a fenced area under their houses where they can be given protection. Local officials called on people to immediately report sightings of mysterious animals or unusual movements in their neighborhoods and to ensure the safety of members of their families inside their homes. People were urged not to confront the animal on their own, but to call for help. And Lon says, I continue to monitor the situation at the time and to this date. There have been scattering reports of individual livestock attacks, but no incidents involving humans. Wow. So this was from 2014. But it's a repost. Those are cool. I'm glad that Lon followed up on this. That's really cool. But there you have it, folks. Oh, what happened? Never did see the fifth one come up. Hey, Josh? It's out there somewhere. Maybe it went to me. Maybe I'm a member of my own channel now. But at any rate, I think that's going to be the show, folks. This is the beta test of the new studio. I think, notwithstanding some bad audio issues that I should have foreseen, I didn't think of it. It was so stupid. But anyway, there you have it. Great show tonight. Michelle Wolfong says, thank you so much. And thank you to all of you guys, wherever you're watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. And please feel free to share these shows again. Please hit the like on your way out if you don't mind. Please get involved in our Discord server. Of course, on Saturday, we're going to be doing the Discord question of the week. We've been holding on to that question for a while. Thank you, Annie. I appreciate it. You got it. Yeah, 5. Got it, Brent. Where did the fifth one come up? I never did see the fifth one come up on my thing. Well, wherever it is, someone got a fifth one. Yeah, it didn't pop up on the main chat over here. It might have popped up on the YouTube, but it didn't get reported. So anyway, but thank you, Bill. Good to see you as well, sir. Good night, everyone. Good to be back with you, Brent. It's great to have you all back. And thanks to all the moderators. Yeah, you're right, Michelle. And thanks to all you guys coming in to hang out with me. I really appreciate it. And I'll be back on Friday night. I'm going to be increasing the beta test then. I might test it between now and then. See if Tex is busy. He can help me test the Zoom part of it. And maybe we'll do a test stream or something just to try it out. But otherwise, we're going to be testing it live with Sheldon, which might be a whole new set of adventure. But at any rate, that's going to about wrap up tonight's show. Yeah, we do these live shows every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Not every, but most every. And they're always at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern, Central Eastern time, which would be 9 p.m. It'd be 9 p.m. starting at the Central. Oh, I did want to say this. A week from tomorrow, I'll be appearing on Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. They've been invited onto the show over there. So
1842.
Okay. 1842. 1842, I guess. Not sure what the numbers mean, but they apparently mean something. Because that's what it spit out. But I'll be on Spaced Out Radio next week. Week from Thursday. On that night, so I hope you guys will come over and hang out with us. I don't know, it should be cool. I was glad they asked me on. 3 blips again, I didn't see that. But I guess looking at the chart, you can see the big squiggles. Something was happening. But yeah, the year somebody died. Could be. It's hard to know. Could be that. Could be not a date at all. Could just be a weird number relating to something. But whatever the case is. 42 resonates, does it? Okay. But anyway, the number of shot glasses in my collection. Well, that's a lot of shot glasses. You must have some great storage options. But that's going to do it. Got some Victorian area people around. I love that style and jewelry from that area. Yeah, me too. Seems like it was a simpler time, but that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for putting up with the technical glitches, the few that we ran into, but I think largely everything was successful tonight. But it's great to be back with you guys. I missed not doing the shows for those days, but I'm really pretty happy with the way things turned out here in the studio. I mean, it obviously looks very similar to what you guys saw before because you're just seeing this direction. But if you want to see the other angles, check out Facebook. I don't think I posted those on Instagram, but maybe I did. But check it out. In any case, it's showing you what my view looks like here and the wall of screens and cameras and lights and microphones and stuff. So at any rate, that's it. That's what we got time for. So remember, I love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice, take care of each other, help each other out, find the magic in every day, and remember to laugh as much as you can. And I'll be back Friday and we'll do it all again. So Friday, feel free to bring a friend. Just saying. Good night. Excuse me. Good night, everybody. Had to get my man voice back. Sorry. All right. Good night, everybody.